Hey guys, how you doing? It's Gary from Star Fresh Personal Training, and today's video is about the deadlift. Think it's a good drawing? It's rubbish. Anyway, the deadlift, okay, is one of the best exercises you can do. There's no doubt about it, and you should be doing in your workout. But the question and debates that go on whether it's a push or a pull exercise is loads of them out there. You can just Google it and find them. But I'm going to tell you right now that I'm going to explain to you what it is, okay? And you might think it's a pull, and you might think it's a push. And I'm going to go through with you right now. So, with regards to the deadlift, okay, I'm going to quickly go through the main muscles that are working, okay? I'm going to help us sort of understand, what this exercise is, all right? So first of all, when you get into this position, okay, good standard deadlift position is have your hips basically pointing back like an arrow to the back of the room. Your back is nice and flat, and you're a kind of a partial squat right there, okay? With a 20k disc, that's pretty much the setup. If the disc was smaller, this might decrease a little bit, but it doesn't really matter for now. So, what you're doing is, okay, people seem to think it's a pulling exercise, you're pulling with your back, and that actually isn't true. It's a pushing exercise, okay? You're pushing it off the floor. If that weight wasn't there, okay, and the weight was on top, so if the weight was, where's my pen gone? So if the weight was on top there, okay, it'd be a squat. Alright, so if you went that way, you wouldn't be pulling the weight back at all. You'd be pushing the weight up with your legs. So what happens is, to straighten your legs out, the muscles are going to contract in your legs. And when the weight comes up, right, so when the weight starts to come up, and the weight comes to about here, the hips and the glutes squeeze together and extend, pushing your body forward. And when you push forward this way, you will then extend to pretty much standing, okay? So there's you got your hips right there, and the weight will be there somewhere, okay? So you've gone from this to this. And your legs are still going to be, so that's going to be your glute behind there, quads right there, and back, alright? So what's happened is, you've pushed with the legs through the floor, and you started to stand up. I'm going to show you on the bar in a minute. And as you start to come up, your hips are driven forward by the squeezing of your glutes, which means that you're pushing through the floor and extending forward. There's no pull in the exercise. If you're pulling with your lower back, if you're initiating a movement with your lower back, you're going to really hurt yourself. All the back is doing at this point in time is stabilizing the muscle, stabilizing your back, and giving you a stable platform so you can push. The back never bends or arcs or anything, it stays straight. So when that comes up from this, when it goes from there to there, it stays straight. It doesn't bend, doesn't pull, doesn't do anything. So when you're looking at it, it's actually a pushing movement. You're pushing it through the floor. And if you were to invert this, it'd be like a leg press. If you were sitting there and your back was straight, and the weight was there, you'd be pushing with your legs, okay? If you can imagine that, sitting on a leg press and pushing, very similar position, but you're pushing with your legs, okay? So when you talk about deadlift, it's actually a pushing movement, okay? So the other question you get is, where does the deadlift sit in your workout routine? If you follow what I do and anything else, I'm a big proponent of full body exercise. So therefore, this should go at the first exercise I do in my full body routine. And I'll make another video on why I like full body splits as opposed to body weight splits or body part splits in another video. But if you're going to do separate and back and leg day, I personally put this as a leg day because it is you're predominantly using your legs to push with, and it's a very, very good leg exercise. Also, you're going to get a lot of overcarry into the supporting of your back as well, and your traps if you feel it. But predominantly it's a leg exercise. The joints that are moving are your knees and hips, which makes it a lower body exercise. And therefore, for me, it goes into a leg day. It fits in there perfectly. you might have your own opinions on that, and other trainers will as well, but this is mine. And if you break it down and look at the mechanics of the actual deadlift, it's a leg exercise and it's a pushing exercise, not a pulling exercise. Pulling exercise is anything where you pull towards your body, or if you're doing back extensions, I guess you're sort of, well, you're not even pulling within, you're extending your back, alright? You're not pulling anything, and if you start to pull this way, it's going to be bad for you. Anyway, I'm going to go to the bar now and I'm going to show you what I mean. So I'm going to take you over to the bar now. I'm going to show you how I do the deadlift and how it's supposed to be done, and I'm going to try and break down that little drawing for you into a practical application, if you like. So when you come to the bar, obviously, and you're going to come down into, hopefully you can see the video okay. As you come down, you're going to set yourself up in this position. So like I said, your hips are like an arrow, they're going to the back of the room, and then you grab just outside the bar. As you come down, you engage your lats, okay? You engage your lats against the bar, keep it nice and tight, keep your shoulders protracted a little bit, just to keep it nice and stable, keep your lower back with a little bit of an arch, keep your chest out. That keeps the back stable as you lift, okay? Then from here, as I bring it all down, I'm going to push with my legs, push straight up with my legs. And as I get to this position there, I'm still not pulling, my back is still straight, but my hips extend forward, bang. As the hips extend forward, that completes the top of the deadlift. To reverse that, the hips go back, the arch of the back stays nice and round, okay? As I drop it down to my knees, I come to my knees, then I lower the weight with the legs. What I'm not doing is pulling up that way, I'm dropping it down that way. You see the difference with the back. That would be a pull, and already I can sort of feel that hurting my back a little bit. So when you break it down, and even if you just look at my lower legs, don't worry about my back so much for now. Just look at my legs, okay? As I lift it, I'm pushing through the floor, extending my hips forward. I'm not arching my back. This thrust is my glutes contracted. It's not my back extending backwards. As I come back down, look at my legs again, take it down to the knees, back is flat, then the legs bend. Alright? So, with regards to deadlift, as you can see, it's very much a leg exercise. It's very much a pushing exercise. I'm pushing off the floor, and as I'm pushing with my legs, my back is starting to come up nice and smooth. So as I'm pushing and coming up, my glutes extend and push forward. That completes the deadlift. So, if anyone ever asks you again, what is a deadlift? Is it a push or a pull? Now you know it's a push, right? And if you try and pull the deadlift off the floor, you're going to really hurt yourself, okay? And yeah, pretty much that's it. But it's a fantastic exercise. We're out of breath, we're doing 3 reps. And it should be anyone's routine, but it's also a very kind of dangerous one. If you're doing it wrong, you can really hurt yourself, and it puts a lot of people out if they do it wrong. So my advice to you would be, I got a video down below, I'm going to post regarding how to do a deadlift properly. Have a look at it. But even by watching the video, you're still not going to learn how to do a deadlift, okay? Find yourself a personal trainer, somebody that lifts a lot, and ask them to take you through it. There's lots of different ways to set up and get it all done, okay? But you just need to find a way that works for you, whether you're a wide stance or a narrow stance. I'm more of a narrow stance. And like I said, people will give you tips and cues, and it's a lot easier to do that in person. They can adjust your body because they're looking at you from a different angle, right? But give it a go, lighten up the weight, practice the movement, focus on the legs, pushing through the floor, and as the weight comes up and extending your glutes forward. Don't lift with your lower back, and you'll be absolutely fine. But yeah, really good exercise. Chuck it in your leg day. All right, give it a go, see how you feel. I mean, if you want to throw in your back day, chuck in your back day is absolutely fine. But for me, and the way I structure my workout is very much a leg exercise. And it fits in absolutely perfectly. But anyway, guys, that's enough from me. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you want me to explain it any further, I will. Any questions you have, just let me know. And like I say, guys, start afresh your deadlift right now. If you don't make a change today, how will tomorrow be any different? Cheers.